And so we are now recording, and I'm just going to go ahead and start. Okay. Hello, everyone. Just so you all know, we had some technical difficulties going live today. So we are going to use this recording to kind of show you all, or just to give the interview. So to begin, hello everyone. Thank you for joining us. My name is Adriana Stewart, and I'm currently a junior political science and sports medicine double major studying at Howard University, and I have the pleasure of serving as Paul Pack's social media intern. Paul Pack is continuing our interview series with our endorsed candidates so that you all have a chance to get to know them. Today, I have the pleasure of interviewing District 4 Justice of the Peace candidate, April Reisma. April, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So we're going to go ahead and hop right into the questions. We know that you're a candidate for Justice of the Peace, but can you tell us who you are outside of the political realm?
Well, this is new political realm for me, so everything else is outside of that, isn't it? I am an educator with the Benton School District. I teach special education resource English class at the junior high in Benton. And I wasn't always a resource English teacher. I used to work for the post office. And before that, well, originally when I started my career, it was with teaching, went out of teaching and then ended up going back after that post office round. I have 4 children and 10 beautiful grandchildren. I am married to a gentleman named Keith, and we attend the Owensville Baptist Church. And so we're not Baptists. We don't belong. We are mostly non-denominational, but we do love that church because of the powerful word that's spoken there. I am a board member for the Arkansas Education Association, as well as the president of the Benton Education Association. I am the box top collector coordinator for the band program at school. So I do have a lot on my plate, and I just earned my master's degree last Friday from Arkansas State University.
That is amazing. Congratulations on your master's degree. I know you mentioned you are an educator. So what inspired you to run for Justice of the Peace?
Well, I'm going to be honest and say I was asked. I'm had things in the back of my head for running for political office throughout my life, but I've never really done anything towards that. But I was asked because of my advocacy with the Arkansas Education Association. I advocate for educators and public education and have been for several years. And the person who asked me felt that experience would help me here in the district. I know that we have grown considerably and changes have happened, and the needs of this district are quite diverse. It's 173 square miles, and so there are a lot of different people that need to be taken care of and represented. So that's why I finally pulled the trigger. I went ahead and signed up for this gig.
That's amazing. We know some of your platform initiatives include fair and equal representation, proper allocation of county funds, and investigating equitable tax burdens and distributions for your county. Can you speak to how you plan to tackle these areas within your community?
Well, I can tell you that a lot of people don't understand what the Justice of the Peace do. And so I just want to briefly say that they're basically in charge of the money in the county. And so I want to be a strong part of that, making sure that we spend the people's money correctly and that the people of my district get their fair share, what they need. I know that we need to have an active representative, and I feel that I can do that for those constituents. That's going to involve a lot of open communication because, like I said, it's 173 square miles. So I'm going to need feedback from my constituents to make sure that I'm properly representing each and every one of them.
Without a doubt. And so kind of tailoring it back to education, I'm sure you've seen everything going on with COVID-19 and schools trying to figure out whether or not they're going to open back up. We've seen some schools that have experienced breakouts in major numbers since going back to school, and some schools not really following through with social distancing methods that are safe. And so, despite this, we've seen many areas of Arkansas pushing to still go back to school. What is your take on students and educators being forced back into the classrooms? Do you think we're ready?
Honestly, not really. We need to get back to learning. Um, this whole time, I am concerned about comments that are made that the kids didn't learn last spring. And as an educator, I can let you know that yes, they did. Yes, they did. We were working, and we were working harder than we normally do, because going virtual was a new experience for a great majority of our educators. And so a lot of learning had to happen, and a lot of learning is happening. I am a little tired right now because we just finished a 4-day professional development week back learning how to use our devices. Our junior high school is going to be giving iPads to all the kids. Well, they have to learn how to use them, but so do we, because all of the educators ended up getting them as well. It's going to make learning a lot more interesting and fun, and so we're learning all those new platforms. So we're busy doing that, and trying to be better prepared. When school let out in the spring, we had about an hour and a half to get ready, and this time we've had quite a bit. I want to go back to school, not necessarily in the building if it's not safe. I'm scared. I'm scared for my kids. I'm scared for my coworkers. I'm scared for just being able to learn in a safe environment. So that involves a lot of making sure things are clean. And like you mentioned, the social distancing, the mask wearing. Unfortunately, you are correct. People have been very lax about it. I fortunately work for a school district that is very concerned about the safety of the students and the teachers. We have a 2-week initial plan to only bring in half the students at a time. On Wednesdays of those 2 weeks, they'll be doing a deep clean. We were issued 2 face masks today from the school district. They're really cute. I should have had them out here. I'm sorry. They have the Benton Panther logo on them. We have hand sanitizer stations in every single room and around the building in the hallways. They installed some water bottle fillers into the water fountains, since we aren't going to be able to use those, so the kids can stay hydrated and safe that way. That's an important thing too to remember. And as a special educator, I understand we're going to be using face shields as well as the masks and rubber gloves. We downloaded an app onto our phone to be able to record our temperature each day, to keep track of that. I do feel like the Benton School District is putting safety first. Now, we have a lot of other school districts, and unfortunately, that's not consistent. I've seen other school districts that have pretty amazing things that they've done for safety, and then I've seen others that haven't done anything. And I am concerned. My main thing is I'd like to go back with what Arkansas Education Association put out on Monday. President Fleming was at the legislature, and she was testifying about what our Ready to Learn committee had come up with about how we need to be safe going back, and I'm hoping that they were listening. I'm hoping that we can move forward. Whatever we do, I know our students are going to learn, and our teachers are teaching, and we will do our best to keep those babies safe.
Without a doubt. My mom is actually an educator in a different district, and so I'm seeing all the conversations being had and all the concerns, firsthand. So it is great to see that your district is taking as many precautions as they can to make sure both the students and the teachers are safe. I know we touched on a handful of topics today, but is there anything else that you want to talk about or mention or discuss?
Well, I know I mentioned it earlier, and I want to make sure that I reiterate it. A JP, a Justice of the Peace, is only as good as the communication between that representative and the constituents of their district. And so with that being said, I have a Facebook page, and I would love for the constituents of District 4 and even outside District 4 to like that page on Facebook, because I'm going to keep it regularly updated with meetings. As long as they're live streaming, I will share those live stream meetings, but I will let them know what's coming up and what has happened. And my Facebook page is April Reisma for JP4. So it's capital J, capital P, and then the number 4 dash Saline County, Arkansas. Again, that's April Reisma for JP4, Saline County, Arkansas. You do a quick search. There's not too many Reismas on there. You should be able to find it pretty quick. But yeah, that's going to be my main source of information and back and forth communication, to be able to have that with my constituents. I vow to my constituents that if elected, I will represent the entire district to the best of my ability. I will be available for those conversations and for that communication, to be able to keep that open. And I will do my best. Their signs are already going out. I know that I'm going to be putting some more signs come Labor Day weekend. And the worst part about this is, with COVID-19, I can't go around knocking on doors. So I'm going to be relying on people's word of mouth and being able to see these signs. Advertising is going to be starting on myceline.com. I've got these fabulous koozies, if anybody
Those
wants
are
one.
nice.
You know?
Those are very nice.
I just need to get that name out. It's not a familiar name here in Arkansas, even though we've been here since 2005. We are from Iowa, and so it is a name from that state. And I just want to say that I'm ready to represent you, and I hope that you're ready for me to represent you. And I humbly ask for your vote come November.
Well, Ms. Reisma, I want to first again apologize for the technical difficulties that we had today that forced us to adjust a little differently. But I do want to thank you for coming on and spending time just, letting us get to know you personally, but to also shed some light on your platform and issues that are happening right now. So again, I really want to thank you for that.
And I appreciate the opportunity.
Of course. Hopefully you guys are motivated and inspired to support Ms. Reisma come November 3rd. Make sure you get out and vote safely, vote absentee, and thank you guys so much for watching.